In 2017, Angel Hernandez filed a lawsuit against Major League Baseball for discrimination, claiming that the league was preventing him from umpiring the World Series and was passed for the crew chief position on several occasions due to the fact that he is of Cuban descent. Anyone with a brain, actually, scratch that. Anyone who exists and knows anything about baseball would know that that isn't the case at all. I'm going to go ahead and safely assume a lot of you watching this video know who Angel Hernandez is, but if you don't, I'll sum him up. He is an umpire who is horrible at his job, takes no responsibility for his mistakes or poor choices, doesn't even seem like he knows they are mistakes or poor choices, and cries victim when things don't go his way, but in reality, everything that has happened to him, every missed opportunity that he's had, is because of him. Major League Baseball came out with a filing recently in response to Hernandez's accusations he's made over the years. More recently, one in which he accused MLB of manipulating his year-end evaluations in order to make his job performance worse than it actually was. The filing was 58 pages long, and they basically went all in on how bad Angel Hernandez is at his job and why exactly he hasn't gotten any crack at a World Series position or crew chief spot in a long time. During the 2018 American League Division Series between the Red Sox and Yankees, Hernandez was a part of that series umpiring crew. MLB wrote that Joe Torre, the chief baseball officer at the time, had actually picked Hernandez for that AL Division Series in 2018 with quote-unquote the intention of providing him an opportunity to umpire in the World Series that year. They continued on by writing, quote, Hernandez did not capitalize on that opportunity and did not rise to the occasion. This was the first time since the advent of expanded instant replay in 2014 that an umpire had 3 calls overturned in a postseason game. Based on his performance during that Division Series playoff game, Torre was not confident in Hernandez's ability to perform effectively on an even more intense stage, and for this reason did not select him for the World Series that season. End quote. So Hernandez actually had a shot at doing what he wanted, but blew it because he's bad at his job. It's that simple. MLB also cited some other instances as well. Back in 2013, Adam Rosales hit a game-tying home run in the top of the 9th inning in Cleveland. Except it wasn't called a home run because Angel Hernandez called it a double and didn't reverse the call despite the fact that it clearly went over the wall. Turns out, surprise, surprise, Angel Hernandez hasn't admitted he was wrong or taken any responsibility for getting the call wrong to this day. Quote, for years, Hernandez has refused to admit that the call he made was incorrect and instead has attempted to blame the quality of the replay equipment. Hernandez's ability to put the Cleveland incident behind him and his continued insistence that others were at fault for his wrong decision was emblematic of why Torre considered him to be unsuitable for World Series assignments in a permanent crew chief role. The issue was not the bad call itself, but Hernandez's reaction to his mistake. End quote. MLB went on to say that Hernandez has been quick to eject managers, which leads to worse on-field tensions, rather than issue warnings that potentially could diffuse those situations, also mentioning that he has failed to communicate with other umpires on his own crew, which has resulted in confusion on the field and unnecessary game delays. MLB also went on to claim that Torre once observed Hernandez throw his headset after a video review overturned one of his calls in 2014, and he also misapplied a substitution rule in 2019, leading to a 14-minute delay and a protest during a game between the Red Sox and Rays. Hernandez is also caught lying, with MLB concluding that Hernandez intentionally and deceptively eavesdropped on a confidential conversation with another umpire on his crew in order to hear what that umpire would say concerning the incident. And when asked by Major League Baseball about the incident, Hernandez lied about it. MLB also mentioned how Hernandez once asked Homer Bailey for 11 autographed baseballs after he threw a no-hitter back in 2012. An umpire asking a player for 11 signed baseballs. It just makes no sense. None of this is even mentioned how bad Angel is at the most vital and consistent part of his job, calling balls and strikes. It's pretty clear that Angel Hernandez isn't just hated by baseball fans alike, but by Major League Baseball themselves. I'm sure if they could snap their finger and remove him from ever umpiring another big league game again, they would, but it's unfortunately not that simple, considering there is a whole umpires union that protects him. With all this being said, I have to give it to him. Angel was right on one thing. He is getting discriminated against, absolutely. Because Major League Baseball, like I just said, does dislike him and prevents him from being in big moments because of that. But it's not because of his race, it's because he sucks at his job. And to add on to that, he refuses to own up to or take responsibility for any of the many horrible decisions, mistakes, and bad calls he has made. Major League Baseball has finally had enough, and I feel comfortable speaking on behalf of all fans of the game that we do not blame them a single bit. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Angel Hernandez, you stink, and I don't like you!